Oh, folks, I have got some awesome stuff for you guys today. Okay, so you remember how yesterday I covered how Ken Kratz actually lied and we have proof of this? Well, I was going through the case file again yesterday and I was looking around to see what else I could find that would be, you know, suspicious. And I actually found quite a bit. But today we're just going to cover one, and that is this, the offer of proof filed by Ken Kratz on January 9th of 2007. Now, this is a significant document, and I will tell you why. This document basically outlines everything that Ken Kratz was wanting to prove in court, and that, quite frankly, he really didn't. He really didn't prove a damn thing. And see, this, kids, is kind of like a map of his case. So I wanted to go through this with you guys because this is significant in many respects. Now, again, every document that I'm about to cite, everything that I'm about to tell you, I will list the links in the description down below so you guys can check it out for yourselves. I am all about transparency, something that Manitowoc and Calumet counties could probably learn. So let's get started. All right. The state of Wisconsin, by Kenneth R. Kratz, Calumet County District Attorney, appearing as special prosecutor, provides the court with the following offer of proof regarding evidence to be submitted by the state as part of its case in chief in the above captioned jury trial. The state seeks advanced ruling from the court on what evidence, including what images, will be allowed to be presented to the jury. The parties were unable to reach a stipulation as to these evidentiary matters, which necessitated this offer being submitted at this time. What this basically means is that prior to the trial, the prosecution and the defense need to meet and decide what they're going to offer in court as evidence of their side supporting their case. Now, obviously, the defense was not about to give Kratz any leeway on a lot of his bullshit, so instead of actually offering proof, he went to Willis to strong-arm Willis into allowing him to offer his proof, which was no proof at all. So, specifically, evidence regarding the victim, Teresa Halbach's history, will be offered by the state, including topics of the victim's employment history, living arrangements, vehicles owned, prior contacts or photographs taken at the Avery salvage yard, connection to Stephen Avery, prior behavior or conversations between Stephen Avery and Teresa Halbach, Teresa Halbach's activities on October 31st, phone calls placed to or received by Teresa Halbach and Stephen Avery on October 31st, the victim's ownership of her cell phone, digital camera, and PDA, clothing, and other personal property which may have been recovered at the Avery salvage yard, and other relevant evidence. Now, after this, he starts listing all of his proof that he's going to cite. And number 2 is a real doozy. Contact between Stephen Avery and Teresa Halbach on October 10th, 2005, where Halbach observed Avery come to the door of his residence wearing only a towel, which we already know is bullshit because actual witnesses to that event that day stated that he wasn't wearing only a towel. He was wearing a towel over swim trunks because he was in the pool. This event was discussed between Halbach and Don Pliska, receptionist for Auto Trader magazine. Halbach called Avery creepy during this conversation. Well, we already know that to be bullshit, don't we, kids? And we know that because we've got Dawn's trial testimony, in which she stated not that Teresa Halbach had said that it creeped her out or that she was afraid of Stephen Avery or uncomfortable. It only stated that Teresa Halbach, upon relating this incident, replied, "Ew." But we do know where the statement "he creeped me out" came from, and that is from this, page 332 of the Casso report, the interview of Kathy Wilford conducted by Mark Wiegert, who stated, I asked Kathy if at any time Stephen did anything out of the ordinary or suspicious. Kathy stated he did not. However, she stated he creeped me out. So we've already proven one of Ken Kratz's items of proof as bullshit and a complete lie. So let's see what else we can find, shall we? Item number 4. Teresa Halbach was wearing denim blue jeans on October 31st, the day she was murdered. Katie Halbach, Teresa Halbach's younger sister, will testify that the victim owned Daisy Fuentes brand jeans and had commented about the jeans to her sister. I don't know what the fuck that has to do with the price of hookers in Taiwan, but okay. Investigator Wiegert will testify that after the victim's death, a search of her residence revealed that her Daisy Fuentes jeans were missing. That means absolutely nothing, guys. Teresa Halbach didn't own a washer or a dryer. She did her laundry at her parents' house, which basically means that her pants could be anywhere. Just saying. Steve Thomas of Kohl's Department Store's corporate offices will testify that Daisy Fuentes jeans are sold exclusively at Kohl's and include metal rivets, as will be identified at trial. Okay, what does that have to do with anything? Do you have a receipt? Do you have proof of purchase? Do you have credit card records? No, he didn't, and he didn't offer any at trial, so that renders that point moot. Investigators will testify that a Daisy Fuentes metal rivet was recovered from Avery's burn pit, suggesting that the victim's clothes were burned in the same location that her remains were found. Well, no shit. Although, I don't think that they were burned in the place that they were found. I just think that they were burned together. That's my opinion. Item number 7, where he goes through Teresa's call records. And some items B and C are really interesting because these are 2 calls placed to her voicemail, one at 11:04 a.m. and one at 11:27 a.m. But the funny thing about this is that no calls in between those times are listed on this motion. What's the point of checking your voicemail 20 minutes after you checked them the first time if there were no other calls placed to your phone in between those 2 times? And what really gets me is on this sheet, on item number 7, he doesn't list any of the calls from Stephen Avery. Sub-item I on item number 7 is call received from Auto Trader at 2:27 p.m. indicating she was on her way to the Avery property. Well, that lines up with Stephen Avery's timeline, doesn't it, folks? Because according to the prosecution's narrative, she didn't arrive at the Avery property until 3:30 p.m., but Stephen Avery testified that she arrived there at 2:30 p.m. So, where'd that hour go, Kratz? And what's your explanation for the deviation in your story? Because in some documents you say that she was there at 2:30, and other documents you say she was there at 3:30. Which is it? Item number 8 is Stephen Avery's cell records, call placed to Auto Trader at 8:12 a.m., asking that the same photographer be sent who had been here before to take photos. Appointment made in the name of Barb Janda, except Barb Janda is his sister. Easily traceable. Call placed to Teresa Halbach's phone at 2:24, uses star 67 feature. Call placed to Teresa's cell phone at 2:35, again uses star 67 feature. He probably just didn't want her to have his private number. I mean, he is a semi-celebrity, Kratz, unlike you. Call placed to Teresa Halbach's cell phone at 4:35 p.m., except that call isn't listed on Teresa Halbach's cell records. Wonder why. Item 10, a blue lanyard was given to Teresa Halbach by her younger sister. The fob was attached to the Toyota key, which was found in Stephen Avery's bedroom on November 8th of 2005. But here's the thing, kids. Thomas Pierce testified at trial that Teresa Halbach had many keys on her key chain, not just one. And we have photographic evidence of that. So, the fuck? Number 12. Teresa Halbach's immediate family, blah, blah, blah. Mitochondrial DNA analysis was performed on a tissue sample recovered from the burn pit area and demonstrates an exact match of the mitochondrial DNA of Teresa's mother, Karen. Now, here's the thing, though, kids, is I actually have proof that that's complete and utter bullshit. Would you like to see my proof? You want to see it? I know you do. All right, so I have here in my hand, again, linked down below in the description, the actual DNA report signed off on by Sherry Culhane on December 5th of 2005. On page 2, Give me 1 second. A partial profile. Down here towards the bottom, second paragraph to the bottom. A partial profile at 7 loci, pardon me, as well as the gender marker amylogenin was developed from the apparent charred material. This profile is consistent with the profile developed from the pap smear slide reportedly collected from Teresa Halbach, except for one minor problem, kids. 7 loci is not enough to even constitute a partial match. How do I know that? I give to you Exhibit B, the FBI CODIS Guidelines of what constitutes a partial match. Hold on. I've got it. Here we go. Page 4. All 13 CODIS core loci must be attempted for other specimen categories with the following limited exceptions. For forensic DNA profiles, all 13 CODIS core loci must be attempted, but at least 8 CODIS core loci combined with a match rarity of at least 1 in 10 million are required for submission and search. For missing persons and unidentified human remains, all 13 CODIS core loci must be attempted. You want to know why, kids? Because 7 loci is shit, essentially. And this is from the FBI National Database. This is from their guidelines. Again, link, description below. You can read it for yourselves. But 7 loci are not enough to determine shit. All it's able to determine at 7 loci is the difference between a 2- and a 4-legged mammal. You might be able to determine gender, but that's about as far as it goes. You can't actually determine whether or not, and it's 1 in 10 million is when it's considered a match. If I recall correctly, the partial profile with probability of randomly selecting an unrelated individual with the same profile is approximately 1 person in 1 billion in the Caucasian population. Except for one minor problem, kids, there's not enough DNA to state anything definitively. And Sherry Culhane should know this. And yet she stated that it was a partial match when it couldn't possibly be. So there's that. So the whole mitochondrial DNA, proven wrong. And we have Kratz's email to Culhane blatantly stating that even the FBI couldn't definitively link those remains to Teresa Halbach's DNA. Don't we? Yes, we do. I'll throw a link of that down in the description below so you can check that out too. Now, Teresa Halbach was observed on the Avery property on 10/31 by Bobby Dassey sometime after 2:30 p.m. So there's Bobby corroborating it. Then, item 16, investigators recovered physical evidence from Avery's trailer, garage, the Dassey/Janda trailer, salvage yard, burn pit, and burn barrel outside Avery's residence. What did you get? What evidence do you have that Teresa was ever in any of those places? You don't have shit. Not a damn thing. You have one item with Teresa Halbach's DNA on it in any of those locations, and it's a bullet fragment, and it doesn't even have her blood on it. That throws that one right out the window. Number 17, Halbach lived in a residence next to her parents who reported her missing to law enforcement authorities on November 3rd, 2005. But here's what they don't tell you. They only reported her missing after Tom Pierce, her business partner, called them to ask where the hell she was because he hadn't seen her in several days. Just saying. Number 18, Teresa Halbach received warnings from Auto Trader magazine employees to stay away from Stephen Avery's trailer after hearing about the incident of Avery coming to the door in a towel. Yeah, I didn't see that testified to by anyone. I think I saw it testified to by Pierce, but he wasn't an employee of Auto Trader now, was he? That's proof again of Kratz reassigning statements from somebody to somebody else because it shores up his case that much more if somebody else said it. Teresa Halbach was a religious girl. The fuck does that have to do with anything? What, if she wasn't religious, you wouldn't be pushing so damn hard? You fucking bigoted prick. Number 19, Teresa was pronounced dead by Calumet County Medical Examiner Mike Klaser. Well, kids, I have a few problems with Mike Klaser. Want to know what they are? All right, well, let's start with Teresa's death certificate, shall we? Okay. We've already gone through the basics, right? We've gone through body found more than 24 hours after death. Checkbox, no. But the date of death says undetermined. Here's where I have an issue, though, kids. Michael Klaser claims to be Calumet County's medical examiner, and I actually discovered a link that lists him as the Calumet County Medical Examiner. Again, link down below. You can check it out for yourself. But his physician's license is 8, which is not an actual physician's license. And, you know, that really started bugging me. That really bugged me. So I decided to dig around a little bit. And I discovered that in order to be a medical examiner, one has to do several things. First, one must earn a bachelor's degree. Then one has to complete medical school. Then one has to complete an anatomic pathology residency. Then one has to complete a forensic pathology fellowship. And then they can apply to be a medical examiner. Again, link to this down below in the description so you can check it out. But Mike Klaser didn't go to medical school. Mike Klaser is a certified nurse anesthetician. He's not even an anesthesiologist. He's a nurse to an anesthesiologist. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I give to you Exhibit C, Mike Klaser's LinkedIn profile. Again, link, description, down below. Medical examiner, Calumet County, from April 1985 to present. Certified registered nurse anesthetist, September 1978 to present, Calumet County Medical Center, Chilton, Wisconsin. Education, Washoe Hospital's Madison General Hospital School of Nursing, University of Wisconsin, 1970 to 1978, where he studied anesthesia and nurse anesthetist. How can he be appointed a medical examiner if he doesn't even have the qualifications to be a medical examiner? So, no coroner, no actual coroner worthy of the name, no actual medical examiner who is an actual medical examiner ever examined the remains. None. And yet, the death certificate was signed off on. The fuck? All right, kids, so that is what I've got for this specific video. I have effectively debunked this entire offer of proof from the state of Wisconsin, from Ken Kratz, and that Willis, that slimy shit, signed off on. So once again, down in the description, you will find the links to every single one of these pieces of evidence. Enjoy. And if you spot anything else that I didn't spot, because, you know, it happens, feel free to leave me a comment down below and we'll discuss it. Maybe I'll make another video just to, you know, amend. Now, don't forget to subscribe to me here on YouTube. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Mama Phoenix 6. And if you click on over to the About page on my channel here, you will find my blog spot, my Pinterest boards, my merch site, and my fan page on Facebook. Thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you soon.